So here we are back with the latest head-to-head. Myself, Bobbie Jackson, overseeing things today. We've got Tom McGarry, who's going to be arguing the case for Bournemouth. It's Jack Ogalbe who makes the argument for West Ham. Two sides in good form. The home team, Bournemouth, sits 6th place. We've got West Ham United in 5th place. So not much to pick between them after 6 games of the term. Looking at the prices for this match, Bournemouth at 20 to 13. You get the draw at 131 to 50, and West Ham at 24 to 13. Let's hear your argument for Bournemouth then.
Well, Bournemouth have been in fantastic form, back-to-back Premier League wins against Everton and Southampton, beating both of those sides by 2 clear goals, which shows they're playing with confidence and fluidity, as you would expect under an Eddie Howe team. Yes, they had a disappointing defeat to Burton Albion in the League Cup during the week, but put that compared to West Ham's defeat to Oxford in the same competition, and they don't really compare. I don't think the Cherries' loss will have affected the confidence in the same way it might have done for the Hammers. Bournemouth also have a really good record against West Ham. They've not lost any of the last 5 meetings between the two sides, including doing the double last season in the Premier League. So history usually does have a bearing on these kind of fixtures, the slight psychological edge you can get from that. So for me, Bournemouth are really good value, informed Bournemouth at that, to get the 3 points.
Well, he's come out firing there, Jack. Previous results favouring Bournemouth. Not lost in 5, a 2-0 win in this fixture last season. Have West Ham got enough?
Well, records there to be broken out. Tom mentioned West Ham's defeat. He's writing off. I'm going to write off as well. It was just shows how good the West Ham squad is, that they can play with those players. Yes, he went down in a pretty shocking manner, but they're going to have a better 11 out on Saturday. Bournemouth, they concede too many goals for me. They've conceded 10 times so far this season. West Ham are brilliant on the road, unbeaten in their 3 games, draws against Brighton and away at Aston Villa, beat Watford 3, winning the best performance of the season. Also, of course, beat Manchester United last week. Tom, what do you say to that? I think it's the Hammers game all day.
Tough one, both sides in good form, as I said, but I am going to go towards West Ham. I think you convinced me with that last line, beating Manchester United last time out. Although the Red Devils aren't in the best of form, it's still a pretty good result for West Ham. So Jack takes the first round. So into round 2 then, and this is player propositions. I'll throw this one across to you first, Tom. Plenty of markets we could be looking at here, whether it's goals or cards. Where have you gone towards?
Well, there's a couple that I've had a look at. In terms of goal scoring, first of all, you've got to look towards the 2 Bournemouth centre-backs, which is likely to be Steve Cook and Nathan Ake. Bournemouth have scored more goals than anyone from set pieces so far this season. Ake scored against Southampton last weekend in a 3-1 win. He's 10 to 1 to score any time. Cook at 14 to 1. And when you've got players like Harry Wilson delivering into the box, Ryan Fraser potentially as well, Bournemouth have quality. They're a physical threat in the air. So those 2 players, one or both, could potentially get on the score sheet. One other market I've had a look at as well is the traditional yellow card for Jefferson Lerma. He picks up more than he should, really. He's got 15 since arriving in the Premier League at the start of last season. So he is available at 13 to 8 to be booked any time, and that looks like a shrewd bet as well.
Yeah, I really like the sound of that one with Jefferson Lerma. Where are you going with this, Jack?
Just goals for me, really. And Sebastian Haller is the man to look out for. 3 goals since he joined from Eintracht Frankfurt. Record signing for the Hammers, and he's hit the ground running. They may have dried up in recent weeks, but he's still been really impressive, and I think he's going to be a goal scorer. You get him 6 to 4 any time, or 7 to 2 as a first goal scorer. You mentioned how good Cook and Ake have been. I agree with Tom, they're actually a good defensive partnership, but they do leave gaps, and Haller can exploit them.
Yeah, both good arguments once again, and I like the sound of that Haller bet. He has looked good so far this season, but I can't avoid the Jefferson Lerma shout, a player that's always amongst the cards and normally Mr. Reliable to have his name taken. So, 1-1. Into the 3rd round then, and this one is club value and long shot bets. I'll come back to you again, Tom.
Yes, and my bet is for Bournemouth to finish in the top 6 this season. They're currently situated in that position. It's 20 to 1, so a real outside bet for them to do so. On paper at the start of the season, you probably wouldn't have been thinking about it, but given how the respective big hitters in the top 6 have struggled so far this season, i.e. Tottenham, Manchester United, Chelsea and Arsenal, there's an opening there for a club like Bournemouth to come in. They're out of the League Cup now, so that's one distraction out of the way. Could work into a positive for Eddie Howe's team, and they seem to have a settled squad, pace, power on the counter-attack, ability from set pieces as well. It's never a dull moment at the Vitality. There'll be plenty of goals at both ends across the season, you would imagine, but Why not Bournemouth sneaking into that top 6?
Well, Tom makes the argument about Bournemouth maybe getting in there. I suppose people spoke about West Ham maybe being top 6 start of the season.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go for a West Ham top 6 at 9-2. As Tom mentioned, this is a real up and down season. It's all up for grabs as far as the top 6 is concerned. I think we could make an argument really that Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester United and Arsenal, almost 3 of them could miss out on the top 6 with the way that the likes of Leicester are going. And I think West Ham, they could be one of those who sneak in there. Manuel Pellegrini's a really good coach. He's won the league, of course, with Manchester City and the League Cup as well. He's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. He's really moulded this squad. And I think a top 6 shout at 9-2 for West Ham is a fantastic price.
Yeah, it is a really good price. I think I am going to have to go towards Jack with this one. 20-1 for Bournemouth does sound very appealing, but I think unlikely to happen. West Ham probably, for me, have got a good chance of sneaking in there. So that goes to Jack, 2-1. So then let's get a score prediction from you two. Bournemouth.
Yeah, well, I'm predicting plenty of goals. I can certainly see West Ham finding the back of the net, perhaps even twice. It could be probably the most entertaining game of the weekend, potentially, and I'm going for a 3-2 Bournemouth win.
Goals for Tom, same for you, Jack?
Goals for me as well. 4 of Bournemouth's last 5 games have actually ended 3-1 to either side, and I think it'll be a 3-1 win to West Ham.
Well, that's it from us here, the latest head-to-head. You've heard the arguments from the two in the studio next to me. Do let us know your thoughts on social media, and make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube.